Profits be upon you. Welcome to another weekly Forex forecast. We're looking at the Euro USD, the Euro USD. I'm expecting some big moves in Forex, my people. All right, I'm expecting big moves over the next couple of weeks in Forex. Why? Because I think the US dollar is seeing an upsurge. Considering the fact that the Middle East is in the muck and mire of on and off ceasefires, and one side saying one thing, the other side saying another thing. You got Israel as a wild card, continuing with the attacks in Lebanon, and the and Iran and the Strait of Hormuz, and the blockade thereof, and U.S. with the double blockade on top of them, missiles flying in between. But you have this tentative ceasefire. It's a mess. All right, and that's going to cause some negative impacts in the associated economies, specifically the U.S. The last news announcement, considering non-farm payroll, where those numbers were better than expected, but inflation now is hotter than expected, and with yields and the U.S. dollar moving higher, that's going to be a headwind to the euro, right? And it's going to drag the euro down. Now, look, we're looking at the monthly time frame, all right? And I should also mention that on Thursday, we're expecting the euro to have an interest rate decision being made. And like I said in the notes, uh, it is expected to hike the interest rates by 25 basis points. All right. Uh, the euro is looking pretty weak, and the US is looking pretty strong. And this is going to produce a significant move. Now, what I want you to see in the monthly is the only thing you need to see is we made higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and we're on the higher low, right? All right. Until this low is broken and this is the top of this range, there was a bullish break of market structure here. All right. That's bullish. All right. Now, all of this is a pullback. All right. And what we do, what happens is in a trend, when you see higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, you're looking for that pullback, and that's what's happening here, right? As the market resets for the next impulsive wave or impulsive move higher. But in the case where the market doesn't go higher, it fails to make another swing high. Fails, it fails and fails, like you see here. All right, we want to see if this pullback will end before it gets to this low. That's this low, not this one. This is the most recent low before the break of market structure. When the market breaks that low, then I call it, all right, and you can call it whatever you want, a change in the state of delivery, or a chalk, or change in character, or market structure shift. You can call it whatever you want, but you can see the market is moving from a bullish market to a bearish one once it got past that line. And then and you see all the highs, including this one, are being protected. All right, and this is where we are right now. Are you able to follow me? So we are in a bearish trend. We are bearish. The market is trending bearishly. Excuse me. All right, but until we break this, it does not confirm that we are now uh, we switch from a wider macro level of time frame, a wider macro level perspective. We have not confirmed that this market is a bearish one until we break that low. All right. Technically speaking, are we in a downturn? You bet we are. And because the highs are being protected, I would be taking sells until one of these highs is taken out. Then I would think, okay, we are now switch internally. We are switching to from bearish to bullish. You understand? Okay. Now, having said all of that, all right, that is the large, big, wide, macro level look. All right. If we get a little closer inside of this monthly time frame, you can see that the last break of market structure was a bearish one. All right. Now, these are internal lows. All right. When I say internal, inside of the last impulsive move. All right. Large time frame, higher time frame, uh, impulsive move. Right. This is a lower time frame break of structure. You have to understand that. All right. Even though it's inside, it's internal to the larger, higher time frame one. All right. This is part of a pullback, but it is a trend nonetheless to the downside. All right. And the last break of market structure was here. All right. There is no bullish break of market structure. The highs are being protected. All right. Thus far, this confirms a bearish trend. All right. Until this low is broken. Once this low is broken, we are confirming. But until this high is broken, we are bearish. That's it, and that's where my trades will be concentrated on. I hope I didn't confuse you. Lower time frame analysis is always trumped by the higher time frame analysis. Bear that in mind. Now, what we can see here as the market pulled back higher, 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 low, higher, higher. All right, we are still within this bearish channel. All right, this descending channel, right? And we are at the resistance line of it, and you can see the market is starting to turn over. All right, this is starting to what do you call arch? It, it's rounding over, and it looks like we are pointing in the bearish direction. Okay, now let's go to the lower time frame, shall we? The weekly. This is my favorite time frame. Why? Because it gives me some hints as to how the week will form just by looking at the candle. All right. Now, this was last week's assessment. All right. But this week, let me tell you, let me go ahead and put that up there right now. Yeah, I think it's bearish. All right. Period. End of story. And I think it's going to be not just faded like weak bearish. I think we're going to be very bearish. All right. As last week closed well below the low of the previous weeks. All right. And it was a very aggressive move to the downside. Okay. I want you to also see that inside oops, I got the wrong one. Inside here, you can see that the market formed a bearish fair value gap. The market pushed up into it 2 weeks ago, and then we fell from there. All right, that is the power of smart money concepts. All right, and the fair value gaps that ICT taught us. Okay, so I like the fact that this moved in an aggressive way. It gives room because it displaced so aggressively. It gives room for the market to pull back up in a short term move, possibly in the beginning of the week, to where we can see the market uh, pull back, continue that bearish trend down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You understand what I'm saying? I did I just count 5 waves? All right, but I want you to also understand too. Um, Monday there is no news drivers. Tuesday there are no news drivers. So those aren't the greatest days to trade because there's not enough volume in the markets for to guarantee that whatever trading style that you have, that the move will be completed because there's lacking in volume, lacking participants. All right, because there's no news drivers. All right, so just bear that in mind. But come Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, I'm thinking that we're going to see a nice move down to not only this low here, which is located at 115.21, but I think we're going to be looking at these lows here, the ascending lows. These are always a draw for liquidity. All right, we made our move up here. The market moved back up into this imbalance. You understand? There's a big imbalance up here. It mitigated, and we are on our way down. And I do believe we're going to take this low and head towards this low here. These are relative equal lows, folks, and that's a big draw on liquidity. I think we're heading that way. So this weekly candle, I'm looking at it to look something like this. What is that? Something like this here. Okay. If I can just color it, I'm sorry. It's going to be bearish, so I'm going to put it like this. All right. And if I can just give it some color, that'd be great. All right. Now, I'm looking for a candle top here. If I can just get this thing together. Dang. All right. It'll be a candle like so. If I can move this out of the way, it'll be a candle like so with a wick like that. It'll start out like so. All right. It'll open. I'm looking for the market to open up like this and then flip and turn like that, heading towards this low. I'm looking at Monday, maybe Tuesday to maybe sweep this low and or at least this low here. Sorry. At least this low here. All right. The one I gave you earlier to form that wick and then come back and then take out these lows. All right. Now, if the market is so aggressive that it just shoots straight to it, I won't have an entry. I won't have an entry. I'm looking for the market to give us an entry by pulling up and then forming this wick and then closing at the end of the week like so, and then pull back up and we get another wick, wick, wick like we. Why did I do that? We'll get another wick like I got here, and we'll just it'll form up and pull like that. I'm looking for that kind of candle here for the week. All right, I spent a lot of time on that, didn't I? All right, let's go to the daily. All right, and what I want to point out here, like I said, I'm thinking that we're going to see this kind of candle on the weekly, and we can get rid of that. All right, I don't want too many things on my screen. I want to keep things simple for my viewers. All right, you see the bearish break of market structure here. We see the pullback. It failed to go higher. That means this is a weak low. Like, you understand? If it was a strong low, this would have continued up higher and made a new high. The only job of a low is to make a new high. If it fails to do that, it becomes a target of liquidity. So I'm looking for the market to come back and sweep this low. You notice that there is relative equal lows here. I pointed that out on the weekly, but you can see it clearly here, right? And this is going to be our first target for the week. Again, at 1:15:21. I'm looking at the second target to be 1:14:42. All right. Look for the market to give us a couple of days. I'm going to draw this one. Look for the market to give us a couple of days where, because of the aggressive move on Friday, you'll see a snapback. And I'm looking for this low, and this low to be challenged, to be tested. And once that happens, I'm looking for the sell model to form where we make a higher high, higher low, higher high, lower low. That is our calling card right there. And we wait for the market to pull back for an entry, and then we can take it on way down to the relative equal lows here and the structural low here, which would I would call a break of structure. Okay. I hope you got everything I put down in this video. If you have any questions, make sure you ask in the comment section. I think this is going to be a week that you want to be in the markets. Okay. Longer term, longer term trends, again, I'm looking technically at these markets, and I think this low is going to be vulnerable. I think that low is going to be vulnerable as the market pulls back, as the as you see the U.S. dollar gain strength, U.S. Treasury bonds yield higher, and that's going to cause a lot of bearish pressure on the Euro USD. I'll see you in the next video. May profits be upon you.